Anthony on Air Podcast, back for another episode. What up, Frankie C?
What is happening?
Big dog in the house. I love it. U.S. took out a big Al Qaeda leader today, moments ago. Well, we found out about it moments ago. It happened last Saturday.
Did it
We'll
really?
talk about it. Yeah, we'll share all the details with you. There's some unsealed court documents that are pretty shocking from the Amber Heard Johnny Depp case. So we'll talk about that. Chris Rock responds to Will Smith's awful apology video. Can't wait to share his comments with you. There's this bizarre Ivanka burial tax loophole story that's just too bizarre not to talk about.
Yeah, you put Ivana in the thing, but
It is Ivana. What did I say? Ivanka?
Ivanka?
It's Ivana.
Didn't Ivanka die?
No, Ivanka's the kid. She's alive.
I thought
Ivana's
she
the
was
mom.
Ivana.
It would have to be your ball.
Oh,
Jon Stewart and the veterans battle continues. We have an update. Kourtney K and Megan Fox tease starting an OnlyFans. Wynonna and Ashley were left out of Naomi Judd's will. Kind of fucked up. Applebee's lip gloss coming to market.
what?
Alex Jones is going to take the stand in his trial. Maybe the most important topic that we have to make sure we get to: Turkey Club etiquette. And
Etiquette.
people were asking me if I made it to the Incubus show yesterday. We'll
Did
do an
you?
Incubus recap.
Ah, we gotta
That's
wait.
a podcast, people. That's a podcast. Okay, Frank. So moments ago, we got the news from the United States government that we have taken out the leader of Al Qaeda.
Yep.
This was the dude who took over for Osama bin Laden.
Right.
So number two guy, he's been running the show for a little while now. They spotted him, started tracking him, figured him out a few months ago. Pretty interesting process where they actually he moved him and his family moved into this home, and supposedly the United States government we built a replica of it to practice the attack, and they were able
Oh, I
to
thought we
go
built. I
in.
thought we built it, and then he moved into it.
No, that would
He moved into the replica, and then we were like, "Ah, fooled you."
just put free Al Qaeda housing sign out front, and maybe he'll wander in and move his family in. That would have been
Yeah,
nice.
we painted a tunnel on a brick wall, and he ran right into it. Is what happened.
Hey, if it could work for Roadrunner and Bugs Bunny and shit, might be able to
They
work
got
in
away
real
with
life.
that shit all the time.
Anyway, yeah, so they built this replica and they actually practiced the attack with the hope that they would be able to take this guy out and not any of his family members, which, not to be insensitive, maybe a mistake. Maybe a
Well, if
mistake.
he's got little kids or something, you know.
Don't make me say bad things within the first 5 minutes. YouTube doesn't like that.
You don't want to blow up little kids. I don't. Do you? No, I'm not going to make. Anthony, do you want to blow up little kids?
Well, again, we have to wait till we get past the 5 minute mark to be really
all right.
honest.
All right, we'll hold off on that one.
Anyway, Al-Zawahiri is the guy, Egypt-born, former surgeon. He ascended to the leadership of Al-Qaeda behind the 9/11 attacks after bin Laden was killed. He had a $25 million bounty on his head. He helped coordinate and obviously the 9/11 attacks. He was part of all of that. The president addressed the nation just moments ago and said, quote, "For decades, he was the mastermind behind attacks against Americans, including the bombing of the USS Cole in 2000, which killed 17 American soldiers and wounded dozens more. He played a key role in the bombing of the U.S. embassies in Kenya and Tanzania, killing 224 and wounding over 4,500 others. He carved out a trail of murder and violence against American citizens, American service members, American diplomats, and American interests." So bad dude all around. By the way, Biden addressing the nation from the balcony of the residence today.
Right, because he has COVID.
Still got the vid.
Yep.
I got to tell you something. I mean, overall, looked like shit, but all things considered, looked pretty good. I think he, at like 78, was handling COVID better than I was when I had it back in the day.
2 rounds of COVID, right? Back to back.
Well, does he have 2 rounds, or is it still the original that he's?
Well, they said he was cleared of the original, and then he got hit with it again. That's what they said. I don't know what the deal is with that, but I guess that could happen.
Who knows? I don't think they know what they're doing over there.
Yeah, who knows?
To be completely honest with you. Anyway, so they tracked him down. His family moved into a house, and they started keeping an eye on it. He basically shows up. They figure out they build this whole thing, and they start working on it and see if they could take him out without harming anybody else. I'm assuming. I mean, they made it. It was a drone strike. We know that. They made it sound like it was like a missile or something. But if nobody else in the house died, that's a pretty small missile. I don't know if this was a missile.
Unless no one else was there.
No. There were people. There were family members that were in the house.
So they got. I mean, they got the room he was in.
I think it was like a little gun or some little time. I mean, who the hell knows?
It's like a gun duct taped to a to a Hamburger Schlemmer drone.
I think so.
Just flew it into his window with a little stick of dynamite attached to it. What the hell?
Yeah, little gum on a Radio Shack drone flying over there and make it happen.
I mean, whatever you got to do.
Yeah. Well, they made it work. Whatever it was, so they were able to take him out, and this was on Saturday. They were able to take him out, and the reason why they waited to announce it was because they wanted to absolutely 100% make sure that this was the cat. And from the intelligence agencies and the counterterrorism agencies that we have, they were able to confirm that. So
yeah, I think it was weird because I think a lot of people were, I guess under the assumption, maybe even myself a little, was like, what are we doing when we left Afghanistan? We pulled out and everything. We were like, are we still? I guess we're hunting them. We're not. Maybe our troops have gone, but we're still taking these guys out.
Biden said that in his speech to the nation just again moments ago, and he had a little mustard on it. He put a little he's like, when I pulled out of Afghanistan, he's like, I pledged that we were gonna still take these guys on, and he was based. Let me paraphrase. Everybody hated the way I did that shit, but look, I killed the number one motherfucker. Okay, so how do you like me now, bitch?
Yeah,
That's basically the attitude that he had for us.
We're still taking these fuckers out.
Yeah, essentially. So, which is great. And again, it's not like there haven't been some dust ups or anything, but you got to admit our record since 9/11 pretty damn good. Especially on our own soil. The counterterrorism agencies and law enforcement and everything, they've done a fucking killer job.
Right.
And
gotta hand it to them.
Yeah. Again, okay, let's be totally honest. I don't know if I would have not taken out his whole family. I got to be honest with you.
Here we go.
Because this is the perfect example to be like, listen, we kept civilian casualties down to a low level, but this guy was there and we had to take him out, and it is what it is. I would have hoped that we wouldn't have had to do it this way and had to harm anybody, in the mix. But, again.
Yeah, but they saw an opportunity not to be able to avoid that.
I know. But, I mean,
these aren't warriors. These aren't soldiers. These are, I don't know. Again, I don't know who the family is comprised of. If it's kids, if it's women, I don't know who's in the household. But
look, I'm not saying to kill women and children. I don't like that idea. But you have to admit that terrorism and terrorists are different, a different breed of people. And when you take out dad or uncle, who knows if you got a niece or a nephew, a son, a daughter that's going to grow up.
I'm sure they know who they're dealing with. I'm sure they have names and profiles on everybody that was in that house.
Let me explain something to you.
Here we go.
Let me explain something.
This is going to be whatever is coming up next here. Just no, it's not. It's going to be a bunch of nonsense. So go ahead. You explain to me.
A man was killed. And they were hunting down his son. Couldn't find him. Okay. Years later, that little boy would grow up, go back to Italy, and kill the guy responsible for slaying his
All
mom
right.
and dad.
This isn't a movie.
That little boy's name was Vito Andolini,
Yeah. Okay.
aka Vito Corleone.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, and then he went on to start the biggest olive oil empire the world has ever seen.
So we might get olive oil out of this or something.
Let's be serious. This is a serious.
Okay. All right.
I'm just saying, when you do something horrific like that, and you don't, kind of like make sure you take care of everything, you leave some loose ends that other people down the road are going to have to deal with. I don't like saying this stuff, but it's the truth of the matter. No.
No. I mean, I'm sure they took out who they needed to take out. Maybe they took out some other people too. Maybe it wasn't just the leader. Maybe there were some,
The president said there were no other casualties.
There's just one. They took out one person.
One person.
In that. Okay. So there you go. So they took out the guy they needed to take out, and that's that. You're not gonna, when you can avoid, civilian casualties.
See, because of your attitude, I'm getting flack now from my wife in the.
You know what?
In the chat.
You know what I find very interesting? I'm never on the show when Cuddles is on the show. It's always whenever
she hates you.
Oh, all right. Walked right into that one.
Yeah, it's only when you're not here.
Yeah.
Well, let me clarify this too. I don't want the whole Superman theory starting to get out there like, oh, is Frank and Cuddles the same person because they're never in the room at the same time.
We sound the same, don't we?
No, you don't. There's no similarities there whatsoever.
I think
although I have slept with the both of you. That's a true fact.
We were taking that to the grave.
But that's the truth, though. Am I wrong? What did Kaiser Sose say? Have you learned nothing from Kaiser Sose? That motherfucker took everybody out when he had to.
He's also Kaiser Sose.
That's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, well, we took out the Kaiser Sose of this whole thing.
Listen, I'm here to spike the football with Big Joe. I'm very happy. He killed it. He did a good job. I'm just saying, if that were me in that chair and they were like, hey, do you want to do the super secret, really clean thing where we go and take him out with a sniper bullet from the drone, or do you want to just blow up the whole house? I'm going to go like this. Let's just pretend like you didn't say that first thing. And let's take this guy out.
They took the guy out. You're just like, all right, if he's like if he's walking around in a grocery store, which I'm sure he wouldn't be. Let's say, all right, we got him. He's in this grocery store.
Shop over there, and
he's on the 10 items or less line.
But
he's got 11 items. It's just to add a little bit more to the dickheadness. Do you take him out? Do you blow up the whole store, or do you do a single attack? You take out the one guy.
Okay, little bit of a different thing there.
It's called disclosure, you dickhead.
A little bit of a different thing there. Paul said it's called terrorism, you dickhead. So I wanted to play the sound for him.
Yeah, we got it.
Is it a little low?
It's called disclosure, you dickhead.
It's a little low, but we all heard it.
Okay.
It's called disclosure, you dickhead.
3 times now.
Nailed it. We didn't get it in rehearsal, but we got it on the live show. No, here's the difference. I don't want to kill innocent people that have nothing to do with this guy. If you're related, fortunately, you got to go.
So there could be
because you're harboring a terrorist. They're living in the house with him. They are doing evil. If they're at the local Piggly Wiggly, that's not the Piggly Wiggly people's fault.
Well, what if there's like a 2-year-old running around the house? You gonna bomb the house and say, 2-year-old was harboring a terrorist? Check. That's what we call checkmate.
Listen, no, it's unfortunate. I hate that I have to be the person. Does anybody
stop blowing up kids?
Is there anybody on my side here? I hate that I have to be this person, but I don't want the 2-year-old growing up and going, "Oh, I know, I'm going to bomb America because they killed my dad," a bunch of years ago. You think the 2-year-old's going to grow up and go, "Boy, I tell you what, that America, they had it right. My dad was a real piece of shit who deserved to die."
Maybe.
Maybe
the 2-year-old grows up to be an architect, and then we never hear from that 2-year-old.
2-year-old grows up to be an architect
or a marine biologist.
I hate to be a cold-hearted prick, and because I would never dream of harming a child or a woman for that matter. But in the case of terrorism, I feel like we can make some exceptions here. Especially okay, so with they did the same thing with Osama. In fact, the guy who went in and killed Osama intentionally did not kill his child and one of his wives because they were in the room and he used the wife as a shield. He fucking took that motherfucker out without harming anybody else. Different scenario because they had to
How?
make sure that it was him. They didn't want to pick through rubble. You know.
Bullshit. If he's using his wife as a shield, your theory, your approach would be just shoot them both.
No. This is what I'm saying. You're misconstruing what I'm saying.
I'm construing pretty good.
I'm saying that's a different scenario. If they were gonna bomb that compound, that home, then I would be like, bombs away, let it go. But they decided that the move was to go in there and make sure they get him, see his eyes as they take him out. That's a different story. Then you don't have to kill the other people.
They did the same thing here, except instead of going in with people, they did a precision.
Listen,
precision attack.
I prefer they, especially the kids. You know.
So in the Bin Laden attack, if they would have went in and shot everybody in the house, would that have been better? And then at the end they shot him.
I would have been more understandable. If you're just in there firing away, we're far too humanitarian when it comes to terrorists, I feel. Am I alone
I
on
understand.
this?
Terrorists suck. Terrorists gotta go.
I'm not saying we should be torturing people or killing innocent people. However, if a couple of the innocent people related to the really bad people that are also harboring the bad people were to fall in the mix, I'm totally okay with that. I can't believe I'm alone in this.
No, if it's a casualty, if it's collateral damage, I get it. But
my point is
to actually target a 2-year-old, I don't think America does that.
It's not that they're targeting a 2-year-old, but they went through extraordinary lengths building a replica thing to practice and make sure that they only took out one guy. I don't know if I would have wasted that much time. A, this guy could have got word and moved.
I'm sure they had eyes on him.
Okay, but B, I would have been like, is he in there? Then blow the fucking thing to high hell, and we'll count it all up later. And if little Johnny happens to take it, sorry, guess what? Dad shouldn't have been the fucking leader of the largest terrorist network that killed, over 3,000 Americans.
Yeah, I got you. No, I know what you mean. I get you. It's just hard to, I don't know, when it's someone who has nothing to do with it, like a little kid. You don't want to blow up a little kid.
I'm gonna say that.
That's where I'm coming from.
If I'm on life support, I'm not putting you in fucking charge. You are far too big of a liberal pussy to fucking pull a trigger on this kind of thing.
Oh no, for you, I'll pull a plug. Sign me up. I'll plug in my charger. What is this? Plug it right in.
Kudos. Listen. Kudos to Biden. The guy, he did it. He got,
Yeah.
Obama got 1. He got 2. So good for him.
Yep. All good stuff.
He gets credit for this. We get the shit on him for the gas prices. He gets credit for taking out one of the big terrorists. That's just how it works. Basically what I'm saying, Frank, is I support the Navy SEALs and the troops.
Agreed.
Same way that Jumpstart Coffee does, unlike some of the other people on this podcast.
Hey, the Navy SEALs, they took out Bin Laden.
Listen, if you worry about terrorists and their families, maybe Folgers or Maxwell House is the coffee for you. Okay,
you're an ass.
But if you want to be on America's side,
I'm always on America's side. And,
well,
yeah, and I'm just saying, you don't have to shoot a baby. That's all I'm saying. That's call me crazy, but
when you frame it like that, it sounds horrible. I mean,
that's
Jesus.
what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. If the baby picks up a gun and points it at you and is about to shoot you, maybe. But if you could spare the baby, maybe spare the baby.
I saw a baby shoot a gun once. He was also smoking a cigar. Okay.
He was also cursing up a storm and yelling at Roger Rabbit.
You focus on all the wrong details. This is the point, that 50% of the profits from Jumpstart Coffee Company go to the Navy SEAL Foundation. They take care of our Navy SEALs, our veterans, armed forces, lovely people, provide our freedoms. Probably there was some, We haven't gotten the full story about who was in there, but I bet you it was a fucking SEAL for sure. In there,
Well,
fucking whacking
yeah.
shit.
Was it a drone strike or was it a
It was a
missile?
yeah. I'm sure there was somebody had to be behind the old
Somebody had to press the button,
PlayStation sticks
right?
there. Yeah. And the planning and the execution and all that stuff.
Oh, sure.
So again, if you support America and you love our country and the freedoms that you enjoy, then purchase a coffee from Jumpstart Coffee Company because 50% goes to the Navy SEAL Foundation. Your old pal Ant and Frankie C get a little piece of it. Keep the show running here, of course, and you just supporting a company that makes legit the best coffee in the world. You know what's weird about this? If you had a shit product, usually it's like a shit product with like a good cause.
Right.
That kind of,
Now
it's
this is
weird.
win-win.
It's weird to have a win-win because then people are like, "Oh, it can't be that great of a coffee if they're doing such a nice thing," but it legit is.
It is. It keeps up its end of the bargain. You get a great 12-ounce bag of coffee here, and half the money you spent on it goes right to the Navy SEAL Foundation. It's what could be better?
It's fucking delightful.
You know, it's a nice little thank you. Plus,
I don't.
you get a great product. You're not just donating, which is great too, but you also
Yeah.
get a great product.
I can't confirm this, but I think Joe Biden drank a Jumpstart after he killed the Al Qaeda guy. I think that was the celebratory coffee.
We can't confirm nor deny.
Mm-hmm. But we can certainly start spreading that rumor.
We could.
Link in the description below of this episode, whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch. Welcome to the Twitch people. Or whether you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or you're watching on Spotify, there's a description. The link is in there. Or you can click on the banner at the homepage of anthonyonair.com. Put the code in AOA15. Don't forget to do that.
That works.
Okay, see, here's my people. Doma Deer, the asshole made the decision to put innocent, I guess, people in harm. It was his choice, coward, who he had no disregard for his kids and wife. Their women have no rights. You use them all the time. See, thank you. There we go. Right?
So what is
does the terrorist not bear any responsibility for fucking?
Of course he does. That's why he's dead now.
Yeah.
So they took him out. What's the problem? It was his choice. Yeah, and he paid for it. Fucker.
I'm just saying, collateral damage. That's
Yeah. No, listen. If they had if there was no other way to get him, but they had to bomb the house, then they had to bomb the house. And if there was collateral damage, there was collateral damage. But they went and they did a precision strike. And no, it's a military operation. When you do that, you're taking out military targets.
I feel like such a heartless prick, but I would have just went out of my way to not worry about. If they would have been like, "Hey, should we go and do the things and make sure we just get him and not anybody else?" I'd be like, worry about it.
Anybody, whatever's, the Amazon delivery guys at the door, that's fine. Take him out too.
Just get it done. Yeah. Hey,
stop delivering to terrorists. I get it.
It's unfortunate. People in the wrong place, wrong time kind of thing.
I know. I get it. I understand you. I see your point. But
thanks, buddy.
I'm just saying.
On to Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Who knew we'd be talking about these two again?
Still, what are they still in court? Did they go back just for old time's sake?
Court's done, but there was a bunch of court documents that never got released that both sides were trying to get into evidence or introduced to the jury. And, there was a lot of stuff that just flat out wasn't. You can petition the courts. You can sue for these documents, which I don't know what Andrea Burkhart did, but Andrea Burkhart was the first person to get a hold of these. Andrea is a legal commentator. I'm sure she has a YouTube channel or some shit. And she crowdsourced $3,300 to purchase the records.
So what's in these records?
Anyway, okay, you're right. Get to the point.
Yeah, come on, man.
It shows some of the behind-the-scenes bullshit that both sides were pulling. On March 22nd, a motion outlined Heard's opposition to Depp's team's attempt to present damaging information about her past to the jury. Turns out, Amber had a brief stint as an exotic dancer years before she met Johnny Depp. Nude pictures of her and unfounded allegations that she worked as a sex worker.
Aha.
So we had heard
allegations.
Unfounded. We had heard these rumblings, but they actually tried to get that through. Unfounded that she was a sex worker. However, the exotic dancer thing, I think, I think they got some shit on that. Nude pictures of Amber or comments about stripping or escort services would be highly distracting and unfairly prejudicial to the extent of how they portray Amber as a sex symbol instead of a women's rights activist. That's what her defense team wrote. Heard's team also fought to keep Heard's sister, Whitney, and her reality show video out of the court as none of these, quote, personal matters were introduced at trial. So I don't know what this reality show video was, but apparently,
Like Amber Heard was in some.
no,
maybe
her
it was
sister.
the sister was in something.
The sister, yeah, quite saucy from what I understand.
Wow.
There was a 965-page motion filed on March 28th that revealed crude text messages between Johnny Depp and Marilyn Manson that were never presented to the jury. Depp's attorney, Ben Chew, aggressively fought to exclude any reference of the actor having a friendship with disgraced singer Marilyn Manson. We all know how shitty Marilyn Manson turned out to be,
Right.
allegedly. Didn't want Johnny Depp to be guilty by association. Listen to these text messages. Manson texted Depp in 2016 to say that Lindsay, who is his wife, pulled a, quote, Amber in reference to how Lindsay, Manson's wife, called the cops on him, claiming that he beat her up. He described her as Amber 2.0. Depp responded by saying, I've been reading a lot of material on that and sociopathic behavior. It is fucking real, my brother. I hate to say this word, but I'm going to say it because it's a quote. My ex cunt is goddamn textbook. That's what Depp wrote back to Marilyn Manson.
All right. Oh, so they were complaining back and forth to each other that they wait a minute. Who was hitting who and who's beating up who?
When Manson's wife called the cops on him and said that she beat him,
That
he beat her.
That
sorry,
he beat her.
that
Okay.
he beat her. Manson texted Depp and goes, "Can you believe my wife is pulling an Amber? And my wife is Amber 2.0." And Johnny Depp threw the old C word out there, my ex C word,
Mhm.
Is a sociopath, blah, 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 so on and so forth. But meanwhile, I mean, there have been a lot of women that have come out and accused Manson of physical, mental, and sexual abuse,
Right.
including his former fiance, Evan Rachel Wood. He is suing her, or he sued her for defamation back in March. So,
Yeah. So I wonder why this wasn't introduced at all.
because it would look really bad for Johnny Depp, and his lawyers were able to argue that it wasn't, didn't pertain to the. First of all, her lawyers were shit. I mean, I don't even know. I don't know how they kept the exotic dancer stuff out of it because there was nothing that they did well. But for whatever reason,
Yeah.
his lawyers were able to win this little battle, and that little nugget of it. Doesn't that make you feel different about Johnny Depp a little bit?
I mean, yeah, but I mean, they're both saying that. I mean, we did we know they were friends? Him and Manson.
I mean, I don't really know, but he intentionally kept it out. Like at no point did they ever bring up Marilyn Manson, from what I could remember.
All right.
And that was a concerted effort from Depp's team to keep his name out of it.
Yeah, that is strange. I mean, the only saving grace, I guess, for Depp would be in that whole exchange didn't say, it backs up the claims of she's making this up a little bit, even though it's Marilyn Manson.
Well, but the thing is you don't want to be you don't
want
want
to be tied to get to that at all.
To another like wife beater. Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, not cool. Yeah, no, it's amazing. After all is said and done, all this stuff comes out. It's ridiculous.
Christine says they did mention Marilyn Manson at one point. All right, so I guess I got something in. I don't remember that, but I'm not about to call Christine a liar.
When you were close there for some.
No, I don't know her to be a liar. She's been very honest the whole entire time I've known her. So
good. hanging out. Yeah, they brought him up. I guess that they were hanging out, that they were friends. I guess this doesn't add or take away. It's just another instance of Depp saying she makes shit up.
Hmm.
And, it's just another example of that. I guess which was his whole argument in the first place. So didn't add or take away. So
I think we're gonna get some more shit out of these two. By the way, did you know that they're both appealing?
I find them very unappealing. No, I don't know. What are you talking about?
I don't know. He lost like one count and had to pay her $2 million. He's appealing it. It's like you came out ahead. Just be like, all right, whatever.
He doesn't want any. You know what? Once you do that, I guess I don't know if you're admitting some kind of guilt.
I don't know. I just feel like we gave you a lot of time. We gave a judgment. How much different is the next judgment going to be? We're not, the husband and wife will fight these things to the like. He can't enough already. Go your separate ways. Pay your money.
It can get ugly, man. When they start attacking each other and personal stuff and the court, it goes back and forth. It could go on for years.
It's crazy. I told you I was doing I was consulting on a lawyer's podcast for a little while. She was a divorce. Did I tell you this?
No, it sounds like a big mistake to me, but go ahead.
She was basically like, it's all bullshit. She's like, there's old rules and things in, especially in New York. I can't speak for other places, but she's like, it's all figured out. There's nothing to fight. She goes, these people want to drag everybody through court. She goes, the lawyers just making money. And that you wind up you could only go up like 3 to 4% from where you that's the fucking range, so I'm going to hurt that other person by dragging them through court. Does nothing but put money in lawyers' pockets and take money out of what they're going to get.
Well, it wasn't a matter of splitting assets or anything like that. It was a defamation lawsuit. It wasn't a divorce law, Yeah, when it's divorce, just separate, you decide that shit out, this goes this way, and if there's any dispute, then you have to go to court. But with this had nothing to do with them separating. It was just, you're saying shit about me that's not true, blah blah blah, and that had to be settled in court. So
yeah. Chris Rock responds to Will Smith's bullshit apology video from Friday. The more I thought about that over the weekend, the more angry I got about it.
All right, so what did Chris Rock say?
Okay, a couple of things that re-angered me. And you watched the video, right? You saw it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why was he reading cue cards? And
was he?
Why were they so far away? Yeah,
he was reading.
If you read the video, he's like this. He's like this. Okay, Phil wants to know. Yeah, he's like struggling to read off in the distance. Like, I don't
because
understand.
they were prompted questions or something, and they, I guess why couldn't he just remember the 2 questions that people asked?
Yeah,
but I don't know. I don't know.
He's got jib arm cameras slowly panning and moving in the frame, extra cuts, the editing, all this kind of shit, and he couldn't fucking.
I think the whole video was directed by, who's that guy that directs all the action blow up movies?
Michael Bay.
I think it was a Michael Bay production.
I mean, the whole thing was horseshit. The more I thought about it, the more I thought this was all just complete and total fucking. Like, let me struggle to show that I'm a real person reading off of cue cards. Like, that was a conscious decision. Because if you're going to have fucking jib on, I mean, there were probably union guys taking breaks at the craft services table. This thing was such a big fucking production.
Would you have preferred him just talking to his cell phone?
I would have preferred him to shut the fuck up. But if he was going to do something,
if there was 1 or 2, yeah.
If he was going to do something stupid like this, pick up your fucking phone and just speak from the heart.
Right.
Yeah. Don't have a whole fucking thing in there and go, oh, I'm struggling. Because again, if you're going to go to that length, then, and by the way, it was edited together. You don't make a video like that unless you edit it together. This show is not edited together. There are 2 steady shots and that never change.
Nope.
Okay? Never.
We do this all in 1 take.
It's all 1 fucking take. There's no editing here. If you're going to do a production like that where you got moving cameras and different angles, you're editing, pay your editor to fucking edit out the questions, or, just do some other different presentation. This whole fucking thing of like, I'm going to struggle to read it.
You think he had the whole 9 yards, like makeup, and he had,
1,000%.
Yeah. That's probably a whole crew. Yeah.
the lighting in there and everything. Like that thing was lit. That was shot on very expensive cameras. Again, when you have a moving, that is a made. That's not go. No, YouTubers don't fucking have cameras that slowly fucking
To be
pan.
fair, they film in that house all the time.
Yeah, because she's got that bullshit Red Table show that she puts on Facebook.
So, do you think, playing devil's advocate here, do you think he saw all that stuff, and he said, "Why don't we just turn the cameras on and do a thing on the
Yes,
couch here"?
yes, but I think it was carefully thought out and planned to make him look like the average
Right?
everyday person who's a victim, and
Yeah, I don't.
all this and that
Oh, he's definitely
bullshit.
not the victim. I don't think he came off as a victim. He came off as a, I mean, whether you believe him or not, he was trying, whatever it said, he was trying to um, come off as, I take full responsibility, but you see it as BS because it was. You think it was rehearsed? You think they did a few takes? I don't know.
1,000%.
Yeah,
Thousand percent.
I don't know. It could be he wanted to get it right. He just didn't want to half-ass it. I don't know.
Bro, I said the same thing. Remember when Trump put out the fucking video, and I go, that there were cuts there, and then here we go all these months later, and then, oh, here's the outtakes from the. Oh, of course they were out. You could just see when you work on video, you know when somebody else is hiding a cut, is
Mhm.
hiding a mistake or a retake or whatever the fuck it is.
Right.
Anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh, before this happened, I was a huge fan of Will's, not just because of his acting, but he recognized the social media game early, and he was one of the first. Like, if you go look at his YouTube channel from like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, it's phenomenal. Like,
Mhm.
he was when vlogging was huge on YouTube, and like Casey Neistat and you name it, all the big vloggers were hitting it big in the vlog world, these common people. Will Smith was the first celebrity to be like, I'm gonna vlog. And he did it, and it was awesome. You would see him at movie premieres, and you'd see him behind the scenes CGI shit and how they would shoot stuff, and he had all this wonderful behind the scenes access about what his life was like, and it was amazing it was so fucking amazing to watch.
Yeah.
He's in Rome one day, then he's here doing a thing, then a voiceover there, and then a commercial here, and then filling out his next movie contract there, and it was like great to watch. And when TikTok came out, he was one of the first celebrities on TikTok, and he has a fucking team. Like, if you look at his TikToks, they are major productions, like
Right.
major productions. So yeah,
Well,
1,000%.
okay.
So
So it's
my point is, I'm sorry, but my point is that he has his own team. He
right.
has 4 or 5 or 6 people already working for him on his social stuff to make great looking shit. So this was 1,000% a real production.
Okay. So if he's going the whole 9 yards on every video he does, why would he half-ass? Maybe his point of view is, I'm not going to cheap out on this important video. Why would I go? Why wouldn't I put everything I've got into this video?
I think he should, because it would make it stand out from all the other shit that he puts out there.
Yeah, I guess, but if he wants it to look like the rest of his stuff, or he wants it to seem like he put effort into it, maybe, I don't know.
All right. Well, this is what Chris Rock said, which I found to be pretty hilarious. He took to the stage on Friday night at the Fox Theater in Atlanta. He's on his Ego Death World Tour. He didn't mention Will Smith specifically, but again, this was just a couple of hours after he put out the video. Chris Rock says, and I quote, "Everybody is trying to be a fucking victim. If everybody claims to be a victim, then nobody will hear the real victims. Even me getting smacked by Suge Smith," which is pretty hilarious, the reference to Suge Knight. Even me getting smacked by Suge Smith, I went to work the next day. I got kids.
There you go.
Anyone who says words hurt has never been punched in the face. Cancel. Let me see, what else did he say? I think that was it. Yeah, that was it. But he's right. Will Smith, I think, tried to come off as a fucking victim. Because if you notice too, he also, when he said about Chris Rock, he never really said, he did take responsibility. He apologized. He did. but he was kind of like he said there was a history. There was some line that he said. He's like, well, there's a history between Chris and I. He said it in the apology video, kind of making it seem like this is yes, he overreacted, but it's kind of Chris's fault because there was a history and he started it.
I
And
didn't get that. I didn't think of that at all. I thought it was like we have a history of, like we go back a long ways. I thought
I think he was putting himself in the victims
maybe he.
chair.
Do we know if Chris Rock saw the video before he went on the stage?
You don't think 1,000 people
don't
sent him that
know.
fucking video?
Because I don't know if he was responding directly about the video or if he was just talking.
No, I think
In
he was
general.
because he said the victim thing.
Right.
Because it's true. If you do something shitty and then you come out like you're the fucking victim, real victims,
Yeah, no, that's absolutely 100% true. It's all a matter of whether you saw, whether Chris Rock saw that video and said, well, he's just making himself out to be the victim here. Or is he saying, well, this is an apology. This is a genuine apology. I don't know. If until he responds directly about the video, we don't know how he feels about it.
And my opinion here, I'd love to get yours and everybody else's. I don't think he responds anytime soon. I don't think he welcomes an
not.
apology. I don't think he sits down with him. I don't think he owes him anything, first of all. But
He
I don't
does
think
not. He doesn't owe him a thing. It's it's all. It's when you do something like that, you put the burden on, like, the burden's on Chris Rock now, and it didn't have to be. It's not his. He didn't create this, but now it's on him to come out and the ball's in his court. That's it. But everybody should be like, when he's ready to talk, he's ready to talk. That's it. We got to give him his space. With any victim, you got to give them their space, and when they're ready to talk, that's it. That's when they talk.
That's why he should have fucking left this the fuck alone and not put out the fucking video.
Right.
Stay in your little jail because that's where you are. You're in society jail for a little while.
Yeah.
Lisa B. And if a million people broadcast made fun of you, I won't go there. But hello, it was cruel. I don't know what that means. Does that mean what he said about Jada?
You.
Yeah, but if you make fun of the devil, you get a pass. She's the devil.
She's something.
Second of all, and Frank could attest to this, I have taken plenty of flack over the years for
and that's
a lot
just
of things.
That's just from me.
That's before ever reading a comment. By the way, I put out a TikTok over the weekend, kind of just making fun of people who do one-armed push-ups. Who knew there was a community there to offend?
So, hey, I told you from the start, those are bad ideas. No, I didn't tell you anything.
People really, I mean, I get the irony of it. I understand that an unathletic man, but that's part of the joke of kind of like making fun of people who could do one-arm push-ups. Some people got really upset with me and said some really bad things.
What did they say?
Oh, really bad shit. One guy was funny though. He was like, I got up and tried to do a push-up, couldn't, and then took it out on the push-up people.
That's fair.
I thought was funny. That was funny. But some guy, I can't even remember what he said. I just responded like, "Oh, you must be fun at a party." Like he just really like, oh wait. And then another guy. Hold on. Now that we're talking about victims, this was hysterical. This was a sight to see. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fucking find it now. But this guy, so I put out this clearly humorous, joking, like, it's the crux of the thing was like, oh, if you do one, nobody's impressed with your one-arm push-up, you look like an asshole, kind of whatever.
Right.
So this fucking person, this was the other guy. Bro tried doing one push-up this morning and rethought his life.
Accurate.
Yeah, pretty accurate. Where is the guy I'm looking for here? Oh, okay, here. This, I swear to God, like moments after I posted the video, this guy goes, I lost my left arm due to a car accident and I still care for my health and well-being.
I'm
like, are you kidding me?
I don't think you meant that people with one arm I don't think you. No,
Wait,
I don't think you were trying to target people with one arm. That doesn't sound like something you'd do.
um, Lee responded, and I quote here: "You went straight for the victim card. You should be pissed too. Two armed men doing a one-arm push-up is cultural appropriation."
What? That's messed up.
I thought that was the greatest comment I've ever seen on YouTube, and I let him know that.
Oh man, yeah. Well, when you put jokes out there, you got to be ready. You got to be ready to fight back.
And that's and essentially, Lisa, that's my point. Is that when you do this, you put yourself out there in a public light, you deserve everything that kind of comes back your way.
You're not gonna. First of all, you're never gonna say anything that literally everyone likes.
No.
There's always, you could say the nicest thing in the world, and there's gonna be some person out there who's like, this fucking jerk. You know.
That's what you learn when you do this job for as long as Frank and I have, is that no matter what you say, somebody's always going to call you up and be like, "How dare you say that?"
Yeah.
You know, and it gets to the and then here's my favorite thing. I would always I'll pull back the curtain a little bit. I would always whatever anti-gay bigot people would say, I would usually say the same exact thing, but towards vegetarians. And nobody was ever offended, ever. Everybody would always laugh and be like, "Oh, the vegetarian thing again."
So is it because vegetarians don't have the strength to fight back, or no, I'm kidding. See, those are jokes.
See, jokes, people. All right. And 99% of everybody gets it too. It's always that one stick in the mud. Anyway, this is a crazy story, Frank.
Uh-oh.
There's a theory going around that Donald Trump buried his first wife, Ivana Trump, at his golf course in New Jersey, Bedminster. Horrible name for a golf club. I would name my golf club like Golf Club Go or something. Golf International.
You might want to take more than 3 seconds to come up with something there.
Well, whatever. Some people, Insider was the first place to report this, and they're absolute shit.
You should call it glory holes.
There you go. 18 glory holes.
Yeah.
I saw a TikTok where a guy goes, "We're playing 21 holes today," and then his wife goes, "I think there was only 18 here." All right. Insider reports that the family that burying Ivana at the golf club makes the family business eligible for certain tax breaks. The state's tax code stipulates that any land used for cemetery purposes is exempt from all taxes, rates, and assessments. Tax documents show that the Trump Family Trust has been tax exempt since 2016 due to being a, quote, cemetery company. But the cemetery is listed as being in Hackettstown, about 20 minutes away from Trump's Bedminster course. Ivana is, as far as the public knows, the first person buried at the golf course, though Trump has floated the idea of being buried there himself. A Trump spokesperson did not respond to the Daily Beast's request for comment yesterday morning. Do you think that he buried her there for tax breaks?
I wouldn't put it past him.
You're an asshole. You're such an asshole.
What do you think? You don't think he did that?
No, I don't think he did that. But I will say this: who the fuck wants to be buried at a fucking golf course? I don't care how nice it is.
Do you think that was her wish?
No, I don't. And I don't know how she wound up there, but I know. Here's what I remember about Ivana. She had not a lot of nice things to say about him right up until he announced to run for president. And then radio silence. You didn't hear from her much anymore after that.
Yeah. Now, this is, I don't remember who posted this. It was on, I think it was on Twitter, but I have to show you. This is Checkers the dog. That's Richard Nixon's dog.
Mm-hmm.
That's the grave right here.
Mm-hmm.
And this is Ivana Trump's Great.
Yeah, I think that's a temporary. I don't think that's going to be the
I
permanent.
hope they do something a little better. The guy could have built her a freaking mausoleum if he wanted to. The kids could have done. It's literally a stone in the ground and
Yeah,
a patch of dirt off of one of the holes on a golf course.
yeah. I don't believe he did this for tax purposes, but for the life of me, I can't understand why a billionaire slash millionaire, and I don't think Ivana had $1 billion, but he claims to, and this family certainly has enough wealth to do whatever the hell they want, would want to be buried, A, at a golf course, and B, at a golf course in arguably the worst location in the entire planet, New Jersey.
I mean, that's not even the state they live. That's not the state she lived in. That's not
Right.
the state he lives in.
Correct.
So what the hell are we doing?
It's not the state the rest of the states want in the nation in the union.
Sorry, Jersey.
You know, like we lose Texas to become an independent country, we got some issues to deal with. If New Jersey's like, oh, I know, we want to be our own nation, nobody's even going to answer that tweet.
Yeah, I'll be like, just ignore it. It'll go
Yeah.
away.
Exactly.
Jersey's that kid that you keep ignoring until they eventually give up what they're asking you for.
Exactly.
But
So yeah, for the life of me, I mean, think about all on a desert, a private island in the Caribbean, and a family plot, in a beautiful cemetery location, versus right off the 9th hole behind the public bathrooms.
it's ridiculous. Like that, I don't know. You can in these pictures, you can only see like the surrounding. I don't know, 20 feet of area of land. I don't know exactly what's around there, but you're in the middle of nothing, in the middle of nowhere. And I mean, to get to it, if anybody wants to pay their respects, what they gotta pay to get into the golf course and then go to the. It's not. It's the only. It's the only one there, right? It's the only grave in that spot. Apparently, I think they got stuff set aside for the rest of the family, but I'm not sure. But it's like,
Yeah, I don't know.
give a little respect. I mean, this is your first wife. I don't know. It just seems a little.
They put her in a gold casket.
Yeah.
And then put her in the ground in a Jersey golf course. I mean, it doesn't add up.
No.
It just does not add up to me.
No.
Especially because they own. First of all, Trump owns far better golf courses in a lot of other places.
Yeah.
I mean,
has-
this isn't even his best golf course.
No, and he has probably the ability to bury her almost anywhere. And I don't know. It just seems very, very
Like,
strange to me.
Mar-a-Lago would have been nicer, would it not?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's very strange. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And it's
Yeah.
not like they were. But she's the father. She's the father. She's the mother of a few of the kids. 2, 3. I don't know how many kids.
No, 3 of them. The 3 core
Three
ones.
of them.
I like to say the 3 core original ones.
Right.
The other ones don't get a lot of respect. Who is it? Barron, and there's a girl in there, I think. I don't know what the girl's name, but Ivanka, Don Jr., and Ernie. Eric.
Yeah, Ernie.
We don't talk about Ernie. Don't fucking bring up Ernie Trump.
Beavis.
Yeah. But Eric and the 3, the original 3, the Holy Triumphant.
Easy.
Those are Ivana's.
Right.
There's a girl in there too. I don't know who she belongs to.
Tiffany. There you go, Cuddles. Thank you.
Tiffany. Thank you. Is Tiffany from Marla Maples?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Where's Marla Maples going? That's what. Like, where's everybody else headed? That's what I need to know.
Yeah,
We're
if they're
going
all
together.
If they're all going in that area, okay, and they dress it up nice, whatever. But right now, it just looks like they just stuck her in a hole somewhere that they had some room.
Yeah, and like usually, like a president, usually you go, like Kennedy is in Arlington, right?
Yeah.
So you either go to a big time spot like that, or you go to
Your hometown,
your presidential library, kind of, that becomes your thing, and that's where you go. I don't know where Trump's is going to be, but if I have to choose between Mar-a-Lago and fucking New Jersey, off the fucking New Jersey Turnpike, I'm sorry, Tony Soprano, but I'm going with fucking Florida. Every day of the week, despite the humidity. Frankie C. Jon Stewart and the battle against the Republicans.
Yeah, I mean, this is a battle that shouldn't even have to be waged. I don't
Yeah.
get this battle at all.
Well, okay. Senator Toomey, who's part of the Ted Cruz douchebag clan,
Assholes.
he went on to CNN, give him credit, and he basically said that Jon Stewart doesn't understand, and that basically by making it mandatory spending, it's a budget gimmick because I guess if you mark something for this particular amount of spending in the mandatory, I'll let him explain it. I'll play you the clip so you can hear it directly from him. That gives them the right to spend money elsewhere on other non-related healthcare items for veterans. So here, we'll let him explain it. He was on Jake Tapper here. Here.
Who suffered exposure from toxic burn pits. This is why they do this sort of thing, Jake, because it gets very deep in the weeds and very confusing for people very quickly. It's not really about veteran spending. It's about what category of government bookkeeping they put the veteran spending in. My change, the honest people acknowledge, it will have no effect on the amount of money or the circumstances under which the money for veterans is being spent. But what I want to do is treat it for government accounting purposes the way we've always treated it for government accounting purposes, because if we change it to the way that the Democrats want, it creates room in future budgets for $400 billion of totally unrelated extraneous spending on other matters. That's what I want to prevent. We are spending way too much money to hide behind a veterans bill. The opportunity to go on an unrelated $400 billion spending spree is wrong, and we shouldn't allow it.
So let me just say one thing. When Jon Stewart responded to this, his point was, well, you vote on budgets that give unlimited spending to the military, but not the military, not the health of those in the military.
Right. Agreed.
Frank, that's a valid point.
Yeah.
However, he didn't say that he was wrong, which I would have, if he was really wrong, he would have probably said.
Well, here's the thing. It sounds like what he's saying is there's, let's say, I think the number was 400 billion, but I think there's a little more to that. But 400 billion is right here. And then they wanted to allot that money to the veterans' healthcare. What that means is that then they'll take $400 billion has to fill that gap from somewhere else.
I think what it means is if you put 400 billion in a budget for mandatory spending, that opens up the ability to allocate 400 billion for something else.
But that something else, or like, in other words, like you have that $400 billion, it's going somewhere. Now it's already up for grabs, isn't it? Like, in other words, it could be spent anywhere right now as it is. So all you're doing is taking it and putting it somewhere, and then just taking another 400 billion and putting it in that space where that was already a lot. That was already arguably a placeholder for that $400 billion anyway. Does that make sense?
Well, I think what their point is it was always discretionary. You turn it into mandatory, then it opens up this other possibility for the budget down the road. Whereas if you just keep it discretionary, it'll go right to the thing, and then we don't have to worry about another 400 billion that we have to figure out how we're going to pay for it, and we don't even know where it's going.
But doesn't mandatory stipulate that it has to go? Discretionary says they can spend it on anything. So there's no guarantee that it's going there.
Correct, but it's always subject to congressional oversight. So it's not like you can allocate it for this and then go build a tunnel somewhere.
Yeah, but it's nothing saying it can't.
True. It would be up to Congress who passed it to make those choices. But I think the point is that if you can get it done the other way, why did they change it?
Because then it's no guarantee that it's going to them. So if anything should be mandatory spending, this should be mandatory. Like, then define what should be mandatory spending. I mean, it's not this, what the hell would it be?
I get it, but I think to paint these people as against veterans is kind of incorrect. They just want to go about it a different way, which is the core argument of Democrats versus Republicans. They both want the same thing most of the times. They just want to get there in different ways, and they got to fight it out and figure it out.
I think this is piddly, nitpicky stuff. It doesn't matter because once you spend that $400 billion on the veterans, what does that do? Down the road, you have that empty hole of $400 billion. It's just going to be filled with that $400 billion, and you could decide what to do with that after this.
No, I think if they decide to spend on the on
Veterans.
one thing, whatever it is, I think if they allocate 400 billion in mandatory spending, there is a trigger that happens where then they have a separate, different 400 billion that they have to counter, and they can spend on whatever the fuck else. I don't know how it works. It's very confusing, but
I think it's like any budget. Like you have to spend it in order to request more, that kind of thing. By the end of the year, if you spend it all, then you can get the same money for the rest of you request the same budget for the rest of the year or for the following year. So once you spend the 400 billion at the end of the year, you get that 400 billion for the following year. But that 400 billion, that new 400 billion, you get to decide where that goes. It doesn't have to be, it might open up. It doesn't mandate where that $400 billion goes. The new 400 billion. I think it's just put the $400 billion towards the vets, and then we'll worry about the next $400 billion when we come to it. It doesn't open up anything.
Yeah, but I think the point is why, why did they even try to pass this if they knew they didn't have the votes? Why wasn't this figured out ahead of time?
No, they did have the votes. They had it. They voted on it back in I don't know, April, May, or something. I don't remember when. And nothing has changed. And I don't know why they had to vote on it again, but nothing's changed. And they voted on it.
Why did the Democrats change the way the spending was?
I don't know, but what I would assume, I don't know the exact reason, but what I would assume is so that it can't be taken away and used on anything else but this.
Yeah, and I don't know either, and I'm not saying that the Democrats are wrong here, but I'm saying this is a public argument that didn't have to be. Figure this the fuck out, ahead of time, behind the scenes, and figure it out together. Because now you're out here fucking slut shaming each other again and again. Nobody gives a shit. Just get the veterans what the fuck they need, and stop trying to paint pictures where the other side looks bad and they're not for this and they're not for that, and the spending and the veteran care and all that. Just fucking do your goddamn job.
Yeah,
and
I understand.
Figure it out.
They should have figured it out, but everybody was on board with this thing except for 42 people.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. I mean, I understand the fiscal responsibility, but again, like I said before, it's a fucking valid point. You give the military a fucking blank ass check to buy guns and tanks and bullets and this and that and the other thing. Yet the people that are the fucking tank ain't shit without a fucking soldier to get in there and drive the fucking thing. Am I wrong?
No, you're right. Jon Stewart said you're for spending money on the war machine, but not on the veterans. It's all about the war itself, and you don't care about the people who fight it. I'm sorry, but Bird had a really funny comment.
Was this it?
Yeah. That was good. That's the line of the show.
We get attacked by these sex dating bots. And then we got to ban them. And Bird said, I'm never going to stop being lonely if you guys keep banning the dating bots.
Sorry, the next one, whatever the next one is, we'll give you some time to click on it.
What are people dating on anymore? I don't even know. Is like Christian Mingle and shit like that. Is that stuff even around anymore? Farmers only?
They still have, eHarmony is the one that I met my wife on.
Is that still a thing?
That's still a thing. There's Match.com is a thing.
I'm not saying, okay, but Match, that was back in our day. I'm not saying it's not still around, but what is the go? Is it, what was the one where you swipe? Tinder?
A Tinder. I think that's more of a hookup site.
Or is Tinder gone now?
I think Tinder might still be a thing, but I think that's more of just a hookup. I don't know if that's. I'm sure people use it to date, but I think for the most part, the expectations on that site are just like random hookups. I'm not really sure, but I'm sure people meet and they get a lot of quality dating experience out of that. But I don't know if it's one of the leading. I met my husband. I met my wife. Kind of sites.
Yeah, I wonder because I know Bumble was a thing, but even that, I feel like Bumble, Tinder, all these places pre-pandemic. Once the pandemic hit, you didn't really hear many people talking about what dating site they were going on. What was the one too where the celebrities were going on it? Do you remember that one? What was that one? Where like
Oh,
fucking what's her name? Tom Green's ex-wife, the one who's got the daytime show now.
Drew
from
Barrymore?
BET. Where Drew Barrymore was on it, and like all these like models and shit were fucking on it, like acting like they were really on it. What was
I
that
have no
called?
idea.
It
I
was something with
vaguely
a
remember
V.
what you're talking about, but I don't know.
I remember that was like a big thing for a while. People were like, "Oh, celebrities are really on here. Like you can meet real celebrities on this." And I think one of them talked about actually doing it too. I don't know if it was Drew Barrymore that she met somebody on there or something.
I have no idea. Could you imagine you get matched with Drew Barrymore and you go and you're like, I'm going on a date tonight with Drew Barrymore. What the? I feel like the whole time you're questioning, is this the real? I mean, is this just the same name or? Until you actually get there and sit down with her,
Yeah, I
you're
wouldn't believe
probably
it.
the whole time you're like, this isn't her. This isn't.
Yeah. I'd be sitting there across from her going, I didn't shower because I thought this was bullshit. I honestly.
I planned
don't-
on you being, a 900-pound guy
Named Gary
named Carrie. Yeah,
from New Jersey
right.
who just dug a hole for Ivana. Not the point. The point is, Robin says, he makes a great thing here. What if we had a swiping app for glory holes?
How would that work?
Glory hinder.
Glory hinder.
And then you're
No,
just on
because
there going,
hinder sounds like you want to stop something.
But that's kind of the point of the wall.
True.
Hinders your ability to see the other person.
Yeah, but not to be whatever.
But you have to match like a penis with a particular hole. Like you have to.
Now, are you talking about a game or are you talking about an actual thing?
I don't know what.
Is
I'm
this
talking
like
about.
Candy Crush?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
All right.
I'm open to anything. It could be a dating app. It could be Candy Crush. I don't know yet.
This app is in the R&D stage right now.
Let's talk it out and see what we come up with.
Right.
I think you get a penis picture and a hole in the wall picture, and then a mouth or a butt. I don't know how it works. And then everybody has to swipe together.
What does that even mean? What's the goal there?
Like when you're on Tinder, you have to both swipe to match.
Right.
So the person who wants to lick the penis has to swipe.
All right.
The penis that wants to be licked has to swipe. And the person who owns the location of the glory hole has to also agree.
What is this licking penis? Is that what you? That's what happened.
That's what happens.
That was a very specific action.
Your penises get licked. I think you can do sex at a glory hole, but it's a little complicated.
I mean, I never would have thought. I mean, yeah, licked, but that wasn't the first thing.
Well, I'm not gonna say sucked. I'm a gentleman. We have fucking women.
All right, yeah, I got
you. Speaking of which, OnlyFans. Everybody wants a tease in OnlyFans. This is Megan Fox and Kourtney Kardashian. They fucking took some shots and put them out on her Instagram. The two of them laying on a bathroom fucking floor together. Here they are.
Good Lord.
Almost licking tongues on a fucking toilet. And the thing is, behind the scenes of my Skims shoot with Kourtney, should we start an OnlyFans?
I'm just happy there was nothing in that toilet.
Wouldn't that be hilarious if there was just a huge fucking turd
dump in there?
Oh, we have to Photoshop that. That's the fucking move. How's nobody done that yet?
I'm sure someone's gonna do that.
Yeah. What's the deal with these two? Because it seems like Jerry and George, like they could couple together. I feel like he's just like they got married at the same time. They're fucking drinking each other's blood at the same time. That kind of bullshit. Like it feels.
Yeah, they got some weird stuff going on with. You think they're at 4-person couple. I don't know what that's called.
Yeah, I
Quadruple.
don't Yeah, quadruple. I don't know about that, but I think there's definitely something between these two
Hey, whatever.
because I don't know. I know I'm trying to move some product around, but no matter how much shit I gotta get off my shelves in the warehouse, I don't know if I'm straddling my good friend in a fucking Skims on a fucking toilet.
Yeah, no offense, but nobody wants to see that either.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, when you're these two,
And again,
maybe.
here's the other thing. I know, again, the name of the game is to move some product. What Skims is I think it's Kim's. What do they call
Clothing?
those? Yeah, but what was the
Oh, like
original one?
Spanx.
Spanx. Thank you. I think Skims is Kim Spanx. So I'm sure they all own a piece of it, right? But you could just put out an Instagram shot. Like, do you need to like? And again, we're talking about it. It's working. It's trending, right? Everybody's buzzing about the two of them taking a shit together and licking tongues.
That's the way you said that. Taking a shit together.
But I think you could have just stood there in the things, and you would have probably still sold a ton of fucking merch.
Yeah, but that's not their style. That's they're gonna be all scandalous and
I mean,
I don't.
Frank, I don't get it. Like, at what point is enough enough? At what point do you go, oh, we got to move something? I know. Why don't you sit on me while I take a shit? And then the other person goes, yeah, great idea. Acting like they don't have a fucking $900 million in the. If that were me, I'd be like, no, I have $900 million in the bank. I'm not going to go to the bathroom with you. I don't care how fucking fun it looks.
I wonder who took that picture.
That's what I want to know too. Oh, Andrew Fitzsimmons. That's who took the picture.
Okay.
I thought it was them. I thought it was like selfies for a second there.
Didn't look like it. Looked like someone else was holding that camera.
Founder of Andrew Fitzsimmons Hair. So he's not even a photographer. Yeah, well, these are the behind the scenes shots. So these are not even like.
There are professional shots of this?
I assume that there's professional shots of this somewhere.
The old
What's weird,
toilet
though,
bowl
is,
shots?
Yeah, right. What's weird though is more people will see the behind the scenes cell phone shot than the actual pro. Like, where's that going to go? To a store thing or a fucking
magazine
catalog?
or website? Yeah. It's going to be all over their social medias. That's all it is.
Yeah, who's going to see that? All right, so credit Andrew.
What are they plugging though? Are they just themselves, like their own brand? I guess, right? They're not promoting anything.
The Skims. They're wearing.
Oh, they are
Skims.
wearing them. Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're wearing the Skims.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what they're promoting. It was Megan's caption was, "This is behind the scenes of my Skims shoot." With
didn't look like they were wearing much.
Well, they're wearing the Skims, fucking trying to keep it all together.
Well, all right, well done then.
Again, if I had $1 million in the bank, I would be like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna. First of all, forget the lesbian attraction part of this all. If I said to you, Frank, we gotta move some coats, shirts. I got an idea. Why don't you lay on your bathroom fucking floor and take some photos? You'd be like, I'm not fucking laying on my bathroom floor.
I'd do that. With the coat shirt on? Yeah, what the hell?
You're crazy. I would never lay on my fucking bathroom floor.
I'd put a towel down or something.
They weren't. They were on bare tile.
Yeah,
sticking their ass out and everything. That's the other thing I can't understand. How much do you need to stick your ass out to sell? Like, you've done it. You've made the money. Like,
more. They need more.
Put your ass away already. I mean, I don't have a problem looking at it. They should be proud of it. But
what are you complaining about? They want to. That's their own choice to put their ass out there.
It just feels like a lot of work for people who are already rich. I don't know.
Yeah, no, they don't need to, of course. But I think you spelled Naomi wrong, by the way.
I don't think so.
Okay, Noami.
Viola, bitch.
Yeah, you spelled it Noami.
That might be spelled incorrect.
Yes.
Anyway, Wynonna and Ashley Judd left out of Naomi's will. Her only 2 daughters, by the way, not in the will, according to page 6.
Now, were they estranged? Well, did they not get along? I don't know the story of the Judds.
I think they had some issues, but I think they were getting along towards the end.
Maybe they just forgot to update her will.
I don't know. It said obviously she passed on April 30th by her own hands. She appointed her husband of 33 years, Larry Strickland, as the executor of her estate, according to court documents. She requested in the will that the musician, 76, have full authority and discretion over any property that is an asset to her estate without the approval of any court or permission from any beneficiary of the state. She also stated per the documents that Strickland would be entitled to receive reasonable compensation for his services and that he would be paid or reimbursed for all the reasonable expenses, advances, and disbursements, including attorney and accountant fees, made or incurred during the administration of her estate.
All right,
That's fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Is there any statement from Wynonna or Ashley? I'm sure it's a little early.
Well, again, they'll question her if she's of sound body and mind. Obviously, she says she was when she signed the will, but we know that she battled, her demons and certain mental issues,
Right.
and so I'm sure there'll be some sort of
Contesting or something.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I mean, how could you not?
Well, yeah.
You know what's fucked up about these things? You're talking about 3 people. I mean, I don't know how much money Naomi Judd had, but I'm sure she had quite a bit.
Sure.
Even if you're trying to fucking pull off even if this Larry, let's assume, which I'm not saying, well, let's assume this Larry guy's a real prick and he's out there just to hijack the estate. Just fucking split it up. Like, I mean, what, you know what I mean? Like, what's the
Why?
Like, I understand you're the husband, 33 years. Do you need everything? You're gonna fucking die soon anyway. Like, just be like, okay, great. Put me in charge, and I'll split it split it 3 ways. Me and the kids, and great. We'll all go our separate ways.
Yeah. So maybe Naomi, left it to her husband with the idea that he would disperse it equally.
Then fucking say that.
It should have said
that.
it. Yeah.
You could put that in the will. Let's all cut it up evenly. But this guy's in charge.
I mean, then why even leave someone in charge? It's all going to be cut up equally.
True.
I don't know.
True. Man,
Maybe it wasn't supposed to be equal. Who the hell knows?
It's fucked up.
Yep.
Speaking of, Applebee's is coming out with a lip gloss. I mean, for the love of God.
Is it going to taste like boneless wings?
You know what? You know what they should concentrate on are those boneless wings and getting those to taste normal, because they fucking don't right now. I'll tell you that.
Well, I can't remember the last time I was at an Applebee's.
When was the last?
I didn't complain. I didn't have a bad experience at an Applebee's.
Then you haven't been at Applebee's in the last.
It's been a long time. No, definitely not in the last 5 years. But it's been a long time. But I don't remember not enjoying whatever I ate.
It's fucking terrible.
All right.
All of them. They were all. Do you mean like TGI Fridays 20-something years ago? You'd get a halfway decent meal there.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just because we were younger or what it was, but now you go to Fridays and it's a glorified McDonald's.
Really?
It's just awful. They're all terrible, just microwaved, shitty, awful food. The
only, with those name brand, those chain fast food places, that's not it. Those restaurants, because the Friendlies, free TGI Fridays, Applebee's, they're not fast food. It's restaurants. But the chain restaurants, there's only one place where I had a terrible experience, but it was like a week away from going out of business. And I don't even know if I should say it.
And it better not be the Ground Round, because I love that place.
It's not the Ground Round. But we went there, and it was just, everything was like...
Yes, say it. IHOP?
No, it's like, we're going out of business. You don't want this.
Wait, then again. Wait, you mean the whole chain went out of business, or just that location?
I don't know if the whole chain, I don't think the whole chain went out of business. No, definitely not. No.
Flanagan's?
No.
Tchotchkes?
No. I don't know if you'll get it. You'll probably get it, but it was just I can't say all of them. I've only been to the one, and it was terrible.
Did it start with an H?
No.
Houlihan. So it wasn't Houlihan. Damn it.
No. I'll tell you after.
Shit.
But it was not good, and I could only blame that one location, because I'm sure there are others that are thriving, are doing just fine. But the one I went to,
whisper
it. Yeah, nobody will hear it if I whisper. No, I don't want to. I don't want to. I'll text it to you. But you're gonna.
I can't believe you don't want to. You don't want to disparage. Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to.
Text it to me now. Can you text it to me now?
Are you gonna say it over the air?
Possibly.
So then no.
Paul, the Applebee's lip gloss will be a hit at the glory holes. Truth. Here's what I skeeve, and ladies, you're gonna have to fill me in on this, because I don't wear lip gloss. despite some of the rumors you've read on the internet. By the way, they're
Rumors I
calling
started.
they're calling it saucy gloss.
What the hell is it taste? What is it?
All right, can you text it to me? Because now I'm dying to know.
I'll tell you afterwards.
I won't tell. I won't.
Because I don't want to
say it.
badmouth a company on the air. I don't want to be like.
Okay, I promise not to say it if you text it right now.
All right, we got your word on that one.
Yeah, that's word. Okay, here's the thing that I need to know. Saucy gloss, 4 wearable shades that supposedly taste like the restaurant's wing sauces. Now, call me crazy, but do you really want to be licking your lipstick and tasting hot wing sauce? That doesn't sound appealing to me.
I kind of do.
No, I just want like hot wing sauce. I have a big problem with things that are one thing and that. Oh, we can't say this one.
Yeah, I told you.
That's heartbreaking. I mean, I get it, but
it was the one location. I don't think it's that way everywhere, but it was like, when you have like a leftover something and it's just dry and gross and they like microwaved it.
Yeah,
that's what it was. I got microwaved 3-day-old, whatever it was.
And that's what every one of these places are.
Yeah, but they didn't even try with this one.
By the way, look at the girls' responses. No, ew, no, period. Yeah, I don't think this is a good thing. First of all, I think women like kind of like train themselves and go out of their way not to lick their lips all their lives when they have lip gloss on and shit.
I would buy this lip gloss and then just eat it like it's a beef. What are they called? Slim
you
Jim.
Put it on chicken is what you would do instead of
just baste the chicken with it. Just rub lip gloss all over the chicken.
Yeah. You can choose between the creamy coral Get Me Hot Buffalo.
What?
The gold flaked deep red sweet chili kiss. The golden Be My Honey Pepper. And the smoky burgundy honey barbecue.
See, now that you list them, they sound delicious.
$18 a piece. If you can't decide, you can get all 4.
$18 a piece.
Yeah.
No, see, now you lost me.
That's fucking disgusting.
I mean, I get it, Applebee's, but no. Where are they selling these? Online, I'm sure.
Online. I didn't put the Purina thing in here, did I? All right, we'll get to that next. Alex Jones is going to take the stand tomorrow in court. We'll go.
Was he just going to yell at it?
Who knows?
Okay.
He's going to get up there on the stands and be like, "Buy my vitamin supplements. They're delicious."
The frogs are gay. It's like, all right, take it easy, pal.
The people over at Purina, the ones who make the cat food, Fancy Feast, they're going to open up a pop-up restaurant for 2 days only in New York City.
For cats, I hope.
No, for people.
For people?
Yeah.
Who the hell came up with that?
The pop-up bread restaurant named Gatto Bianco, which is Italian for white cat.
Yeah.
Is poised to serve dishes like salmon con pomodori, which is salmon with cherry tomatoes, and brasato di manzo, beef short ribs in red wine, and lemon panna cotta for dessert, according to a menu on the Purina website.
Why?
They're trying to promote Fancy Feasts, like real ingredients for the fucking cats.
So people will be eating basically what goes into the cat food?
I guess so. It's their new brand line, Fancy Feast medleys.
All right. I get the idea. Like
it's not all right.
Okay. I guess not. No, but I get the thinking, the thought process behind it. Like you're going to eat something, you're going to enjoy the food, and then they're going to say, this is exactly what we make the cat food out of. So you're eating, great food, and so is your cat. I kind of see their thought process there. It's a weird execution, like a cat food place opening a restaurant. But, I get the idea.
I think that, okay, first of all, they're doing a pop-up in the city for 2 days. So they're trying to make this like, oh, look at all the people who came out. But literally, when you do a pop-up for 2 days in the city, you're saying, I have no faith that anybody is going to come to this. Because we're literally, with 2 days, you're hoping for 48 people to turn out in a city of 8 million.
Yeah, and
When you can invite your friends.
here's my question: when you have a place that opens for 2 days, who's running it?
They got a chef.
They got a chef to work 2
Yeah.
days.
So the chef, who knew there was a head chef at the fucking cat food plant? I mean,
Someone's got to cook the food, I guess.
yeah. And
It's
then
not raw canned shit.
they got a chef, Caesar Casala, who is like a chef in the city. He's like a known guy.
Okay,
Yeah. So he's going to be a part of it.
that's
So
something.
2 chefs.
All right, at least it's it'll be a. Should we go? When can we get it? Oh.
No. I hate it. The cat food smells like shit. Have you ever smelled
They're not
cat
serving
food?
you cat food.
It's fucking disgusting.
They're not going to give you a can of cat food when you get to the restaurant. It'll be regular food.
But that's all I'm going to be thinking about is fucking. This is the cat food chef that makes like shit. Like
You think there'll be cat hair like on the silverware and
Yes.
stuff?
Yes,
Mm.
because they're all cat people. That's the thing. Like, isn't this
Yeah.
great? Us and the cats together. It's not. I don't want the fucking cats together.
You think there'll be cats in the restaurant? Because that can't be legal.
No, I don't think there will be. But
It's kind of ironic.
it's just the idea of it is disgusting to me altogether.
If we should go, we should try it. See what
Ugh.
if we can get a reservation there. The 3 of us.
I hate it.
All right.
I also don't love this whole like we need to feed our pets fancy ass shit. Like I'm not a part of that. I don't care for that. You have a
No.
dog. What do you feed your dog?
Science diet, but it has like real, as real chicken or real whatever that
You-
vegetables in it.
You give him what I gave my dog, as real as you could possibly get for a dry food that will last in the pantry
No,
for
it's
6 months to a year.
It's wet food too. We have both. We give them both.
You give him both?
Yeah.
You snotty son of
It's
a bitch.
It's the can. It's the half can. It looks like a tuna can. And you pull the lid. It's right.
You really
It's
do
good.
that?
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, I wonder who these animals are feeding these high-profile foods to their animals, and here I'm fucking talking to one.
It's just what high profile? It's science diet.
I don't know. We tried.
He
to
has a
give,
sensitive stomach, so we have to. It's a special. It's that sensitive stomach labeled. That kind of thing. You're gonna let me sit with that for a little bit.
I have a
He
sensitive
had an
stomach, Greg.
issue. He had an issue. So we had to give him the right stuff.
All right. I tried giving my dog that once. He was like, "What is this shit?" He fucking was not going for it. He's like, "Give me the hard stuff that I could chew."
He loves it. Yeah, he eats the hard stuff.
The wet stuff stinks, though.
Yeah, but it doesn't. It's not there very long. He eats it and it's gone.
Oh, here we go. Look at this.
You see?
On vacation.
Look at that.
The biggest fraud we've ever met in our entire. Talk about fake news.
Man.
For a fucking 2.5-year pandemic, this one. Masks are bullshit. Don't get vaccinated. This motherfucker wore a mask all the way down to the Caribbean, and I have proof it's in the members area. Leaked footage, Frank.
Yep.
Leaked footage.
You see that?
Mm-hmm. I bet
And
she's vaccinated. I bet she's got 4 boosters in her right now.
I feel like she's on the vaccination website, CDC. She's the spokesperson, and we don't even know it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. True words never spoken, my friend.
I hear you.
Never spoken.
Bird, thank you very much. Says we're better than vacation. Thank you.
Also, I have, and we're kind of running up against it, but I have photographic evidence that she's made friends. Write it down.
Oh God, you just sent it to me. Oh no.
Hold on a second.
Yep, got that. So she's made friends, which I'm sure they'll be lifelong friends, and they'll meet up afterwards. It's such a weird thing.
So yesterday I got a communication that a plane friend was made. This motherfucker can't even wait to get there. She's making fucking friends with people on the plane.
Talk to your husband.
First of all, through a mask. Who would talk to a person wearing a mask? Not me. I'd stay the fuck away from that psychopath. I'd be like, what are you wearing a mask for, you freak of nature? Because you're probably sick.
Was his name Vegetable Lasagna?
Vegetable lasagna. Vegetable lasagna means nothing to me.
I can hear you.
And then supposedly, I don't know how true this is, rescued a guy from drowning.
What? Who did?
Our own JSAP supposedly saved a life.
J-Sabs, you rescued someone from drowning?
Here's my big problem with that. You save somebody's life, that's a lifelong bond. So that's even beyond. She's found a way to go beyond making vacation friends. She's fucking made a lifelong bond. This person would be dead without her, supposedly. I don't know.
Okay, good for you, J-Sabs. Saving a life down in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
In the ocean or like in the pool, or they couldn't swim? I'd like to hear the story, but I guess we'll wait when she comes back.
I'm gonna guess in the bathtub in her room, but I'm not sure. We'll get the
possible.
details when she comes back.
That is possible.
But I do have a photograph, and I don't know. I don't want to show her husband's face for her husband's safety.
That's probably a good idea.
So let me blur him out a little bit. And okay, I'll just put a little bit of him in here. Okay, this is the shot that she sent me moments ago. Here you go. So that's her husband off camera. You can kind of see
to the left, yeah.
And there is a strange lady that is looking at his phone.
Probably look at my kids. Aren't they adorable?
Yeah, I don't know, but look, I'll move over a little bit. And they're this is the most heartbreaking thing, Frank. They're sharing nachos. Okay, they're sharing nachos.
Here was the conversation. Should we get nachos for the table? What do you think? For the table? Should we get nachos for the table?
We're all good friends here, right? We'll share a nacho.
This hand gesture was definitely made. Should we get for the table?
We're so tight. We all love the same nacho, right? Everybody likes a little.
You guys like nachos. You get them right. Yeah. Excuse me. We're gonna have nachos for the table. We'll have them for the table.
We're gonna have the friendship nacho for the whole. Yeah, we'll just put it right in the middle.
This way, like right here, right in the middle.
When the waiter comes, who got the nachos? Oh, right in the middle. We share right in the middle. Everything.
Can we get 4 plates, please?
We share everything. Nachos, husbands. It's all good here at this table.
Glory holes. The nachos were shared, J-Sabs. Don't BS us. Come on. They were right in the middle of the table.
Look at this fucking... You can't... What did she say? We didn't share food.
We didn't share food, she says.
It's right in the middle of the fucking table. A shareable nacho.
That is a shared item right there.
By the way, look at the fucking rock on fucking Maria over here.
Oh, there you go. That's why they're friends.
Look at this fucking thing. That came from Queens.
She was blinging out.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a fucking Forest Hills jeweler if I ever seen one.
Right. For the table. For the table.
Can we get another round of nachos? This was probably the second order of nachos.
They look okay. I could always go for 2 rounds of nachos.
Yeah, let me do some more investigating here on the table. Okay, hold on. Let me go here. This is clearly from this just goes to show you everybody. Oh, Janine's so classy, isn't it? She got a fucking chicken McNugget right there. Look at that.
Chicken McNugget. What is that?
It's a fucking chicken McNugget. Look at the edge.
It's either a chicken McNugget or someone had fish and chips, and that's fish.
That is a fucking Stouffer's ripoff McNugget. Okay.
All right.
That's what that is.
Without that chicken nugget in that picture, you can't identify a single thing in that shot. I don't know what I'm looking at in most of that picture.
Well, it's hard because I got to kind of blur out. I don't want to show.
Right. I got you.
Let me give it one of these and block him out. But see, there he is showing her the thing.
Oh, I see.
And you see, he's got a hat. I got a lot of studio light, and that's the nuggets there, right there.
Yeah.
In the lower nuggle area.
Who goes to the Caribbean and orders the chicken nuggets?
Yeah. Somebody who wears a mask and claims that they don't work for 2.5 years of a band.
Ah.
That's who, Frank.
All right. The chicken nuggets. For the table? No. The nachos are for the table. Oh, okay.
Look at the fucking purse on Stella Marie over here too. Look at this. Look at this fucking.
Oh, that's a vacation purse if I've ever seen one. Is that?
Oh my God! You from New York too? We're from New York.
What is that tab? That.
Oh.
It looks like the top of a butter pat. What is that?
I don't know. I'm gonna ask if I don't know if my wife is still in the chat, but she'll be able to identify a person. 3 seconds.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but that's a schmancy purse. That's the vacay purse.
All right, we have this. They're not nuggets. Hold on, Bird with this little report. Deep fried homeless testicles.
You see,
It's possible.
only only the special menu item from J Sam's.
Yeah, we're not gonna take anything off the table right now.
We could not dispute or confirm or deny that.
And then also Terry, who I think is the other lady, likes to be hydrated. She's got her own little fucking binky, her own little adult water binky.
That's a nice one.
Yeah.
That's some stuff on it. All right.
I
Good
put
for her.
stickers on it so I know which one's mine
There's alcohol in that.
when I take it to the beach.
That's definitely that's a mojito to go in that
It's
thing.
mojito, but I told myself I'm on vacation.
Yeah. You want a random mojito for the table? No.
Do you guys want a mojito? Enrique over there makes a great mojito. Just
That's
the best.
mojitos on the island.
Oh, show me pictures of your kids. I want to see.
Oh God.
Yeah. Well, she's got a cocktail in front of her too, with a lemon, and that's not a seltzer with lemon. I don't think.
Is she double dipping on the cocktails?
I think she is.
I think that cup went right into the
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
the tumbler.
Yeah.
Keep these coming. These are great. Mojitos and nachos for the table.
I think he put extra chicken on the nachos. It's good. Very.
You don't get this in the States.
I believe the portions down here. It's unbelievable.
These are characters, these two. Lifelong friends they're going to be.
Somebody who wears a ring like this worries about portion size coming to the fucking on the plate.
That's blinging out, baby.
With bright orange fucking nail polish. What the fuck? This is who I don't understand how she's friends with us and makes friends with these type of people.
Yeah, I don't. They're better than us, clearly.
Here's J-Sabs. They did the all-inclusive option. No shit.
I bet they did.
There's no way fucking Terry and Jean Marie didn't fucking check that box off.
Each room has its own glory hole.
I wish.
That's how you do that.
I'll tell you what. Living it up, that J-Sabs. Look at that fucking view over there. Look at that.
That's nice. Get
the
nice,
fucking sailboat
beach
back there. Yeah.
Beauty.
The whole fucking thing going on.
That's a beautiful thing.
Good for her.
All right. They're from Virginia Beach, not from New York.
That can't be true.
That's where their summer house is.
Yeah.
In Virginia Beach. We got the summer house down in Virginia Beach. You come out. You bring the kids. We'll have nachos for the table.
Tell us, do you pay for your beaches? I heard that rumor. It seems crazy to me. They're fucking smiling. Who are these people? I don't understand.
No one smiles around J-Sabs.
I would never fucking ever fucking be like, oh, sit at our table. Let's just sit here. We'll just
share. We'll share. We'll get the nacho. I'm telling you, these people are going to be their lifelong friends now.
It disgusts me.
Yeah.
Mark my words. This fucking woman's going to be on this show in a couple of weeks. She's going to be fucking telling her.
She's going to be the fourth freaking host.
I like people. I have no problem with. I could be friendly. Hey, you believe this? Fucking nachos are great. I don't have to be like, come over here and eat out of my plate.
Yeah. Let's share our vacation together. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
I'll see you randomly throughout the time we're out here, but no, this is me and my wife. If we happen to run into you guys and we have a plate of nachos for the table, then that's what it is.
Yeah.
But we're not spending the whole vacation together.
That was fucking Tony's last words. Oh, I went ahead and ordered for the table.
All
Yeah,
right.
it was onion rings, but still,
That's
the point.
Then he caught it.
Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah.
So what's did we get to all the topics? Because
I don't even.
Usually we don't.
Oh, that was it. I was going to discuss Turkey Club etiquette with you. I don't know if we have time.
What is the turkey? What is that?
Okay, here's my big problem. I went out today, got myself a nice Turkey Club.
Right.
Beautiful thing. I honestly, as I was sitting there eating my turkey club with this person that I was meeting with, I thought this is the Cadillac of lunch, the turkey club.
It's a
Like,
good.
name a better lunch item.
I like a good. What's the one with like the pickle? Monte Cristo. Those are good.
Okay, that's not a lunch item. You can have it for lunch,
A croque monsieur. Those are good. Or a
but
croque
those are
madame.
dinner items. Yeah, those are
No, they're
dinner items.
not.
Yeah, 100%.
They are
Like a
not.
pasta, you can have
It's a
macaroni in
ham
the
sandwich
afternoon.
with an egg on it. That's so lunch.
It's too fancy. Then get a ham sandwich if you want. I'm talking about lunch items.
That's
Talking about
lunch.
items that are exclusive to lunch. Like pancakes are undeniably breakfast, right? You can
Yeah.
have it for dinner, and that's an exciting thing as a kid. It's like, oh, this is delicious. And mom's like, yeah, we're not doing so well. Have a fucking pancake. It's fine. That kind of shit. But that's a breakfast item. A fucking turkey club is a lunch item, and there is no better. There's not a better lunch item. When you
All
get a
right. Yeah, they're
delicious
up. It's
turkey
up
club,
there. It's up there.
it's fucking phenomenal with the good bacon and a nice mayo.
So I'm guessing you ran into some kind of weird issue with this turkey club, or was it the people serving it to you?
So I say, I'll take the turkey club. No problem, sir. And I go like this too, because just to show you how classy I am, put it on rye for me. Don't, I don't want to be over here with a fucking piece of Wonder Bread. I like your nicest rye that you have, preferably be made by a Jewish person. But if not, I'll take whatever you got, as long as it's rye. Put it on a rye, and we're good to go. And the person I was with goes, "Oh, that sounds good. I'll have that as well. Can you put American cheese on mine?" That's not a turkey club. That is not a turkey club.
No cheese on a club, right?
That's a turkey and cheese sandwich. You got a turkey and cheese sandwich with bacon. A turkey club, turkey, bacon, lettuce, tomato, mayo. That's turkey club etiquette.
Now, usually with a turkey club, now do you triple decker it? You ever do that?
Okay, you can. I'll give people leeway here because it's a little healthier if you less that third slice of bread.
Right.
So,
all right. So turkey club, cheese or no cheese? Yeah, no cheese, or else
no cheese on a turkey club.
Right?
I cannot let you in turkey club if you're gonna fucking walk in here and throw government American cheese on everything.
So now the person you're with, when they ordered that, it could have just been an easy way to say, instead of saying I want turkey, cheese, lettuce, tomato, mayo, they could just say turkey club with cheese.
Okay, but then then it's just not. It's just yes, I understand what you're saying. There's a convenience factor there, but you just can't. What's the word I'm looking for here? It's like if you're driving around in a Toyota Camry and you go, technically, it's like a Lexus, and no, it's not. Although it may be on the same frame, you can't just be like, "Oh, get me the Lexus Light." You have a fucking Toyota Camry.
So, in other words, once you add a certain element to it, it changes the thing as a whole.
Whole thing. Point being, you go, "Oh, I got a croque monsieur. It's just a ham sandwich." No, it's not.
It's a ham
whole
sandwich.
fucking thing.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. But
is it egg or is it Swiss? I think you got a croque monsieur mistaken.
There's a croque monsieur and a croque madame. One of them, I forget which one. I think the croque madame has an egg on it, like
that right?
A fried egg, like on top of it.
That sounds great right now.
And they both have cheese, but the only difference between one and the other is the egg. Pretty sure they're amazing. They're both good.
I'm just saying the turkey club should be respected and should be treated with dignity.
I haven't had a turkey club in such a long time.
How much do you want a turkey club right now?
That and a plate of nachos for the table would really hit the spot.
Get a nacho. Get a nacho for the
table. You're gonna have some. You're gonna have some.
What do you mean? We're not gonna eat all these. Have some more nachos. We got the unlimited package.
Come on.
Yeah, no shit, Caroline. We know you did.
4 plates.
That's really it. Incubus recap. You missed one of the greatest concerts of all time.
So you did one of the greatest concerts of all time, he says.
So fucking good.
Wow.
This band.
And you didn't burst into flames.
No, I did not. I didn't burst into flames. These guys were so fucking good. First of all, it was Sublime with Rome, which is Sublime. They sounded amazing. They were so great. And I hold this to be true. That Sublime self-titled record from 96, one of the best albums of all time.
Wow.
They performed almost every song on it, a lot of them. They fucking closed with Santeria, dude. The whole fucking, which I was surprised. I thought what I got was kind of like the big closer, but they closed with Santeria. The fucking place.
Oh, I'm sure it was a madhouse.
It was nuts. Everybody put a fucking cell phone light on. The whole Jones Beach. I should have put this on my thing, but you get the point here. All of Jones Beach was all.
That
like,
is
lit
cool.
up. Look how fucking cool that is as the sun's going down.
That is nice. See, what we have to do at some point. One of us needs to own a boat, and there's spots next to this arena where you could just pull right up and listen.
Yeah, see, for people who don't know, or like this right here, you
That
can't
dark
see
spot. Yeah,
it. That's water.
that's water. Same
This
on the other
entire
side.
stage is in water.
Yeah, and it's like a band shell kind of thing. It's like a half stadium, and it fits a ton of people, thousands of people. But yeah, it's right on the water, Jones Beach, and people pull their boats in and they just listen to these concerts, and that's pretty cool.
Do you know though they roped it off? You can't get as close as you used to get.
It's messed up.
You can still get kind of close to hear it, but you can't get as close as you did.
I mean, you could hear from the parking lot if you want, but if you're on the boat, you get a couple of croque monsieurs and you just hang out and
Nacho for the boat.
for the boat.
We're gonna take the boat to the beach.
Get a boat nachos. So that sounds good.
Fucking nacho, dude. I had a blast. It was so fucking good. I don't know if you've ever. This is hard to say, like, because you don't really have. What's your second favorite band?
Second favorite band. See, everybody is second. The Beatles. I can't see them anymore. Let's see.
I don't even think you have it. I literally think that you listen to Metallica nonstop, like all the time.
listen. See, it's Metallica, and then it's bits and pieces of every other band. That's my thing. But I like Korn. I like Godsmack. I like what's it called? Pantera, Aerosmith, Pearl Jam. I like a lot of bands. It's just when you talk about their whole catalog, it's Metallica for me. But
I get it. It's fucking Dave for me.
Dave for you, right?
But I also love Van Morrison. I love Sublime.
Totally.
I love Incubus. Like, there's a bunch of
No,
other
I get
bands.
it. I love this. Yeah, same here. I like Kiss. I like their music.
That's embarrassing.
I saw Kiss live. They were great.
Like a band, like a real band.
Well, nowadays it's a little, whatever. But back in the day, they used to do these. I went to see Kiss. I don't know how many years ago, 10 years ago, and it's like a circus. You ever go to a Kiss concert?
I would never be caught dead at a Kiss
It's
concert.
insane. No, they're on like wires. They're flying all over the place. It's a crazy show, and they're like in their 70s or whatever. But you don't realize how many songs you actually know from them.
Hate Kiss.
All right.
Hate Kiss.
Sorry.
Bird, Sublime without Bradley is a farce. Here's where I'm going to disagree. And Bird makes a good point here. I'm not going to put it on the screen, but she basically was like, is a Queen without Freddie Mercury? No. You're right. It's not. They got that new kid from the American Idol. I forget his name.
Right, I don't know.
They all love him.
Asterisk.
He does a good job. But here's the difference. We had Freddie Mercury for so long, right? You knew Freddie Mercury. He's on recordings, his videos. You could watch him, this and that. With Sublime, the lead singer, this guy Bradley, he dies fucking 2 months before the album comes out that basically makes them a worldwide phenomenon. So nobody, for the most part, ever really got to see Sublime. They were big in the indie scene. They were big in California where they were from, but they weren't. Nobody was ever seeing them. Like they toured a little bit with what was Gwen Stefani's band? No Doubt.
No doubt.
They toured a little with No Doubt back in the '90s, but in '96 when that record comes out, he's dead 2 months, and then they explode. What I Got, Santeria, then they go to Wrong Way. Those are 3 massive radio hits in a row in the wake of Nirvana and the whole grunge thing. And that's it. The fucking album is massive. And nobody ever gets to fucking see this band tour with their lead singer. They just never go out
Yeah.
until like fucking 15, 20 years later when they find this kid that sounds exactly like the original guy and they start traipsing him around. You know what's
Well,
crazy? That fucking the guy. So you know how he died?
No.
They're making this record and everything. They're finally starting getting some success, and he decides, for writing purposes, that he's going to start doing heroin. He's going to do heroin for 1 year.
Oh yeah, I remember this. Yep.
The 1 year heroin experiment, and then he's going to get off it altogether. And just shy of that year, he fucking ODs and dies.
Yep.
So he wasn't a drug addict. I mean, probably weed or whatever, but you know, wasn't a drug addict. Wasn't addicted to hard drugs. Decides to do it as an experiment for the songs, and fucking catches an OD and dies. That's crazy.
That is crazy. And you don't know if he was addicted to it, if he would have stopped or not.
It's just true. Who knows if he would have really, really stopped? But no way of knowing now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fucked up, man.
But with Incubus, it's like weird because like, I wonder if people have this where you one day you wake up and you go, oh, holy shit, I own like fucking 4 albums from this band. And I fucking like everything that they have ever really put out. But then you never really ever go see. It's been 22 years since their first album came out, Incubus. I've never seen them once. That's weird.
You don't have to see every band. I mean, there's a million bands. You don't have to, you can't see them all.
It was a weird mix of people.
What do you mean?
Because, like, you realize, again, they hit 22 years ago.
Right.
So it's all people our age.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's like, there were some younger people there was younger girls there, and they want to like rock out and shit. But then there's like people like us that are like, you sit down.
We're trying to enjoy the show.
I'm trying to sit here and enjoy. We just came from sharing nachos, and we would love it if you could just sit down.
Got a belly full of shared nachos. Like to watch these people perform.
Yeah.
I want to watch the back of you.
And it was, my wife and I realized it was the first time we really went out and did an activity in probably 3-4 years.
That's sad.
That's sad.
You got to do more activities.
Because if we went out, we would go to dinner.
Right.
And maybe a movie.
Right.
This was the first real, like, activity that we did. When you went to college, you probably know this. You ever go to college and you meet that person from wherever, Idaho, and they have they've never like been out with people, and you take them out and they just don't know how to act?
Yeah.
That was us last night. We just had
not much has changed, I don't think, in terms of what you do. You just, concerts are different though, because when you go to a concert, you want to be like, you don't want to jump around and sing and dance, but then you don't want to look like an idiot.
Yeah. Well, we get to the thing, we pass 4 signs, and on the 4th sign, I go to my wife, you think they're serious about this? She can't bring a bag into the venue thing, as she's walking in with her fucking Louis Vuitton. She's like, no, it's fine. We get up to the security, they're like, you can't bring that in here.
Why did you think they were kidding?
I don't know.
Yeah,
we haven't been
those
out.
Signs aren't serious. Those are joke signs.
We didn't know if they were left over from pre-pandemic. We had no idea.
These security people, a bunch of jokesters up there.
Yeah. So then the girl goes, unless you have a medical reason for having it. And I was like, show her a tampon or something. Just fucking give her anything.
Does that work? That should have worked.
She's like looking through shit. She's like, she has baby wipes in her purse. We're out without the kids. She's got fucking baby wipes.
I think that's for you. Be honest.
It was for
right.
me.
When those nachos go right through you.
They do. So I had to run the fucking purse back. Then we walk into the place, We literally were in the first row of the first section that goes up. So we're like in like the second section of the venue. We had to walk around the bar and come back down to get to our seats. And we both sat down and we were completely out of breath. We were like, this is fucking ridiculous.
That's sad again. You got to get out again. More activities. Plus, it was probably hot that night.
It was a little hot and it was a little muggy, but what's hysterical was we actually we decided to go like Saturday when I was kind of like, we're fucking going. I want to go. And then we bought those front rows, not front row in the venue, but front row of the section specifically because we didn't want anybody standing in front of us.
Because you wanted to sit and watch the show.
And then we get there and we're looking at an entire row of people that did the exact same thing because not one of those motherfuckers stood the entire time.
I'm not standing for this. Come on.
They're like, I'm too old for this bullshit. I'm not getting up at all.
That's funny.
Yeah. So it was a good time, though. It was really, really fucking good. If anybody has a chance to see them,
I'm just
go
waiting
see
for
them.
Metallica to come back around.
I would love to broaden your horizons a little. And you know
I
what?
go to other shows. That's not,
I swear to God, I sat there and I literally once, maybe at the end of the night too, I go, all the guys would have fucking loved this. I was like, everybody would have had a fucking great time.
Would we? Yeah, probably.
You would have had a fucking awesome time.
I just in the text, I like to rip you up a little bit.
Yeah, I know you do.
Not in person.
I know you do. I will say it's hard looking at this face, like rocking out. Like I have to like subdue myself from having like a really fun time, just to not embarrass my wife.
Yeah, it's tough. That's on my bucket list to do a concert and to just let loose completely.
We don't really get to.
You just gonna. Oh, I know.
Especially like as adult men, like you can't just be like. No. Feel in the moment. You just can't do it. You gotta just be like, I
mean, it's like, look at this guy. Everybody turns and looks at you, and it's like, this guy dancing by himself and being a complete jerk. It's just, I want to be able to, like a Metallica, I want to be able to go right in the front and fucking jump around and thing and fucking go nuts. And when you're with people, you kind of you just want to be not mellow, but you want to just hang out, and you don't want to be that. Yeah, exactly. It's just, I don't know. You just want to.
Because we're the type of people to make fun of that person, and then you can't actually go out and do it.
Yeah, secretly you make fun of them, and then you go, I wish I could do that. I want to kind of do that.
Yeah. A section and a half over, there was this young girl who was, I don't know if she was by herself. I couldn't see. All I could see was vaguely just dancing. And she was dancing like fucking Boy George in an 80s video. Like she was having
the best time.
Fucking blast.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'm so jealous. Like she could just fucking just wig out and have a great time. And there's nothing fucking.
Yeah, no, I want to, because the last couple of concerts, not the last couple, like I went to a Metallica concert, but I was with my brother and my dad and I'm like, I'm not going to,
You can't have a good time with your dad. I know you love your dad. We all love our dads. You can't have a good time with your fucking dad.
It's weird.
At a show.
No.
It just can't be done.
Sign up, folks. Be members. It's awesome. Members of the Anthony on Air Club.
Yes, good point. So I put the Janine, the first Janine photo that nobody saw into the members only area. You guys get to see that exclusively. I'm certain there'll be more content from Janine as she's on her vacation, and that will go up in the members only area, of course. So,
indeed.
Including this photo, I'll put this full photo up in the members only area so people can see it in all its entirety.
Maybe with nachos.
Maybe with some faces blurred, but it'll be up there. Definitely the nachos.
Got to include those nachos for the table.
And I will expect a full Zabruder recap from every one of the members in there to do the full breakdown.
Break it down, baby.
That's it, Frankie C. Great show. Appreciate you.
Thank you. You too.
Appreciate all you guys.
Show me potato salad.
Maybe we should go now.
Go ahead.